Good morning, everybody. This is the morning edition of Encounters, a show that's out of this world. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, the man from Mars, Ashtar Commander, contactee, and radio talk show host at WESU-FM's NPR Pacifica Radio, the Cosmic Eye Radio every Sunday morning, and C5 activist with the Ashtar Command C5 group, getting together Saturday night in Connecticut in Madison. And we're going to be doing a live broadcast on encounters of our C5 event on the beach, on the Connecticut side, on the Long Island Sound here on the East Coast. So you'll be able to watch us Saturday night. Weather conditions are going to be perfect. Lady Wolf, good morning. Good morning, everybody. And also for new people, we're on our big shows on usually during the night at 11 o'clock. So join us also in the evening for the main show at 11 p.m. here on the East Coast. That's Encounters, a show that's out of this world with your host, the Bust in the Matrix, and the most talked about show on social media, no matter where you are, what you are, or what you're doing. Good morning, Bree Bree. High vibes. Thank you for the roses. Jackie, thank you for the heart. Join my team heart. Thank you so much. High vibes. Thanks again for more roses. We appreciate it very much. And we're going to set the goals up. I think I'm going to switch it out this morning. I'm going to see if we can get something different here. So we're going to go for, let's see here, what do we want to do this time? I think we're going to go to try to get a few different things like galaxies. Should I go for the galaxy or the coffee thing? I think we're going to go with the coffee thing, but I really like to get the galaxy. So we're going to do the galaxy, I think. Although, I think hanging lights are pretty good. But we are going back and forth here. Thank you for the baseball cap. And we're going to see if we can do this galaxy thing. Get 5 of them. So yeah, we'll go with the galaxy. I'll do something different this morning. And we just confirmed it. So I'm doing 5 galaxies this morning. That's different. Hey, Chesno, good to see you. Marinette, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. And hope you're all having a good morning. Hey, Chesno, good to see you, brother. And like I said, this weekend is a big weekend. And the weather is going to be fantastic. I mean, it's going to be perfect weather for our C5 on the beach. I can't wait. It's probably going to be a little bit cooler out, although they say it's supposed to get warmer towards the weekend. But on the water, it could be a little bit cool. So if people are interested in our Ashtar Command Contact event, Saturday night this weekend, you need to email me if you're coming, CmdrAleon@AOL.com. If you want to participate in our event, we've been doing it for over 13 years. We're very well trained in contact, and it'll be a beautiful night. And it might be a little bit chilly out, I'm not sure. But please contact me now before the weekend so we can communicate with you. You can also message me on Messenger here on the TikTok if you're interested in coming. We can communicate off the live and just message me. Shelby. Actually, I'm going to bring you up, Shelby. I'm very spontaneous here. Shelby, you're going to be my first guest this morning. This is how I do it. I'm a contactee myself. So I want to bring you up here as a guest. And I'm very random that way. I do things very spontaneously on my show. And if you come up, you can share this thing about the video and tell us a little bit about yourself and what your experiences have been. I'd love to have you on here this morning, here on Encounters. This is the morning show here with your host, CmdrAleon from Mars. I'm also with the Ashtar Command, which are the positive space beings from off planet. And by the way, they do watch my show whenever I'm on. They watch the show from the spaceship on a monitoring screen. Don't ask me how it's done. Just understand that they're watching us right now. As I'm live, they watch all my shows. So I got to be careful what I say. No, I'm just kidding you. But they do watch the shows here. Let's see here. So let's see here. So Shelby, can we get you to come up? I do see you in the comments section, Shelby. Calling Shelby, wherever you are on the planet Earth, you're welcome to join me. We're going to see what happens here. FSU, welcome. Pamela, thank you for the follow. All the new people that are finding the show, welcome to the show. It's a popular show, usually during the night at 11 o'clock. I am trying to do some morning shows here. I posted a video I thought was interesting. In a rainy day in Montreal a few days ago, it was raining out. This person they captured a triangular craft in the clouds coming in and out of the clouds with 3 lights on it. I just thought it was an interesting video to show a daytime sighting of over Montreal during the cloudy, rainy storm. Matt Noble, good evening. I should say good morning. What am I saying? I'm so used to being on at night, I'm saying good evening already. It's not there yet. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show. Good to have everybody with us. And if you've a new person, if you're somebody who's never, ever been interviewed, Johnny of the Third Kind, welcome, brother. If you've never been interviewed on Encounters, this is the place to do it, because this is a real show. This is not like your regular TikTok where everyone's having a discussion and yelling at each other. I actually am a host of a radio show for 21 years, so I took my format on radio, brought it here to TikTok, and did that in 2023, the beginning of 2023. So we've been on here almost 2 years. I can't believe it already. All right, and so we'd love to interview people. You have to be over 18. You can't. You have no kids on the show. No paranormal discussion. No cursing. No vaping. No smoking. No drugs. No drinking. No drunks. No politics. No religion. That's my rules of the program. It's a pretty good rule, especially when you're doing a talk show. You have to have some rules. Like a game show has a rule that it's a game show. A cooking show is a cooking show. This is Encounters, a show that's out of this world. I was in a close encounter of small town logging road by Mount Rainier. And Matt's been on our show before. Matt, all the interviews we've done, including with Matt, are on my YouTube channel. So check him out on previous interviews that you'll find. You'll have to go through my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News, and you'll be able to listen to his story on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Now, if there's any new people that have never, ever been interviewed, this is the place to come out of the closet and share your story. You're not going to be hit over the head by the commander. We're going to actually interview you to provide us information about what happened to you. If you're, yes, you were saying? Yeah, Alexander the Great. We're on 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 o'clock West Coast. Yep. Excuse me. And I got tea this morning instead of apple cider. I had to go out early this morning, so I got some tea. Oh, you're very welcome, Alexander the Great. So Roach says, my doorbell camera picks up UFOs almost nightly. Let's hear what that story's about. And again, you have to be over 18, no cursing, no foul language, same thing. No paranormal discussion, no drinking, no drugs, no smoke, all that stuff. No religion, no politics. I think I've got a whole list. No kids on the show, the whole bit. So, Roach, I think we're going to bring you up to talk about that, how that's happening. That's unusual. Let's see. He's got over 50 followers, so we can talk about it. Excuse me. And we'll send invites out if you decide you want to come up and share your stories, like his thing on his comments here. My doorbell camera picks up UFOs almost nightly. That's amazing. That means there's a lot of UFO activity in your area. No, I don't know if you tried. I couldn't know if you tried to send it to me. I look at my messages every other day. I go through my messages. I didn't see anything like that. If you send me an email, send it to me on email, Roached. Okay, if you're going to say I'm backpedaling, we're not going to go there. I treat everybody equally here. If you want to go negative on me, that's fine, but that's not happening. You know, I'm trying to reach out to you because I've not seen your name before, and a lot of times things get filtered by TikTok. So I'm seeing your message, I'm reading it, I'm trying to communicate with you. Now it's up to you what you want to do. Because I'm not going to go there. And that's also Margie Beach. That's also a good idea too. I mean, you can send me them, but if you're going to go negative with me, Roach, I'm reaching out to you and I'm saying, yeah, I'd love to see them. You don't have to get negative or feel like you're ignored. We don't do that to people purposely to ignore people on this show. So, okay, so Pirate, this is not a show to deal with non-UFO related matters. This is not the format for it, Pirate. There are other formats for it, so I won't get into the discussion of those things because this is a show on UFOs, extraterrestrial intelligence. I appreciate your comment, but it's unrelated to what we do here. It's unrelated. Let's see here. Let me see here. Commander. Yeah. So, Roach, I'm willing to bring you up here. Like I said, I'd like to have you on here. I'm pressing my guest thing here. I'm reaching out to you to come up and talk about it. And you can also send me the videos. Now, whether you decide to come up here to be interviewed, that's on you. I've opened the doorway for you to come out here and talk. If you don't want to do it, then don't complain about me ignoring you. Okay? Because I am reaching out to you. Fatty Tabby, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here, welcome. And if you do have a story to tell and you wish to share it regarding ET related stuff, if you've been abducted, if you have a contactee experience, I'd love to hear your story. I have plenty of things to talk about. I have my own experiences, but I'm always interested in other people. I always like to reach out to the world. And I know all around the world, people are having things going on, whether it be sightings that you're documenting, whether it be have past abductions, whether you're having beautiful contact with space people. I know you're out there. I know you're out there. And I've been looking at a lot of footage last night and also, UFO stuff. And some of it, I see a lot of the stuff that I look at, it's just too far out. The pictures, the videos, there's not a clear video. Sometimes we get some really good spaceship footage and the best stuff in the world. But it's a matter of people learning how to record what they're seeing, not going. Sometimes people will, user 218, Long Island, and Sky saw a whole city drifting. This is interesting. How many people do you have following you? 253, I'm going to bring you up here. User 218, I think it is. Long Island in the sky saw a whole city drifting by without a sound at 3 a.m. in the morning. I want to hear that story. User 218, please accept my guest request. We'd love to hear your story. You don't have to come on other than audio. And again, I'm a contactee. I've had my own experiences since the 60s, and I'm very well versed in the subject. Sammy, the paranormal I put separate from UFO stories. UFOs I put in the cosmic and galactic category, but not in paranormal. I think, Mish, you sent me something. I've gotten so much stuff lately, hundreds of things. I'm still trying to weed through the messages. It's crazy. Let me see here. I do want to get that person in Long Island, user 2185342728661. Long Island in the sky saw a whole city drifting by without a sound at 3 a.m. in the morning. I want to interview that person. I'll have to take a look, Mish. Yeah, Bree's right. Emails I do get. If you email me stuff, I will get it, and I do look at it. So if people email me at their stuff, CmdrAleon at AOL.com, I will definitely get it. I prefer emails because I do get the emails on TikTok. A lot of times I don't always see what are things that are sent to me, but email I do get, so definitely send me email. Hey, Len, good to see you. Good morning. Erica, good morning. Everybody coming in here, good morning. And I think Roach just, where is Roach? Is Roach still here, or has he just decided to backpedal and not come up? Anyway. Hey, Chrissy Hawkins, welcome to the show. Keith Roby, welcome to Encounters. Hey, Pepperpot345, good to see you. Pepperpot, I don't know what your question was or comment was, because I think TikTok might have filtered it out. Let's see here. I think, there's a lot of filtering going on here. Yeah, he did, Bree. He's gone. No big deal. I read energies, I read people's energies. Hey, hello. Hello. Hey, Nikki. Good to see you. And it's great to see everybody this morning. My big show is usually at night. Hey, Kabashi, good to see you this morning as well. J.P. Christian, welcome to the show. Tony Valentine. I still want to hear the story about the city ship, the city at 3 a.m. in the morning in Long Island that this person saw, because I do believe that they did see it. I'm bummed out that they are not coming up live. Let me go backwards here. I'm going to try to invite them again. This person here in Long Island, I'm pretty sure they're in Long Island, said at 3 in the morning in sky saw a whole city drifting by without a sound. I believe that. At 3 in the morning, I totally believe it. Not that everyone's asleep, but who would be looking in the sky for a city, that's drifting? It could have been an opening into a galactic doorway. So user 218, I don't know if you're still here, but we definitely want to get you on here. I'm going to invite you again. So we'll never know the full story because the person is somewhere out there. Hey, Nikki, take care. Have a good morning. And the fact is that there are cities that are outside of our dimension and around our planet. Sometimes they filter in, and a lot of these cities that are off planet are from the advanced star people. Jamie says, I don't think I've seen a UFO, but I've seen some weird stuff in the sky. Interesting, Jamie. Well, UFOs are unidentified flying objects. They're what I call spaceships of different types, large radiant orbs in the sky, circular craft, saucer type craft. There's all kinds of weird non-terrestrial stuff that's happening now that people are seeing in the sky. So I don't doubt it. But there are what we call the cities in the sky that are actually advanced cities, even around our planet, that are cloaked. Many times they are cloaked. This person in Long Island who made a comment about a city floating in the sky at 3 in the morning, I would have loved to have heard that story. I would have loved to have heard their story. Yeah, I do, Sammy Gift Shop. I do believe that SpaceX and Starlink are polluting our space around the planet. I think all these satellites are I know they want to use them for certain things, but it's pollution. I think it's just overkill. Too many satellites going around our planet into the outer realms of our planet. I think it's polluting our space. Ankara says, had my first encounter at 9 years old in Panama. Haven't been the same since. Okay, so I think it's Ankara, Panama. We're going to bring Ankara up here if they want to come up. I send the invites out to the world, and based on comments, again, you have to be over 18. I know she is. No foul language, no cursing, no drugs, no drinking, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no kids on the show, no politics, no religion. All that stuff is out the door. Oh, you're at work? Okay. Boy, I'm batting 100 here. I'll be on tonight at 11, so if you can't come up this morning at 11 o'clock on my big show, here, user 218. I want to have you on the show. User 218, press the accept button, and I'll bring you up right now. User 218, please come up. I was visiting my parents at the time. It was before cell phones. Okay, so, wow, that's a long time ago. I'd like to hear the story. Do you know how to go live there, user 218? I think we'd all love to hear the story. I'm going to wait for the comment to respond. User 218, we're looking at your comment. We're very impressed, and I want to know more. Let's see where we go here. And welcome all the people. Yeah, definitely. How many people would like to have User 218 come up live? User 218, everyone is fascinated. I mean, if I am fascinated by your story, just imagine how many other people are. I would love to hear that story. Don't be shy. It's okay. We treat all our guests with dignity, and we treat everybody with honor and respect. And I know we'd love to hear your story. If it's before cell phones, that's amazing. Really. There's not really a galactic federation, Belinda. There's more of where I come from, the Ashtar Command oversees all the cosmic councils of light. The Ashtar Command is the overseer of everything. There might be different groups or space groups out there in space, but the Ashtar Command is the ones that are going to be preparing people for contact within about a year and a half. Yeah, tech savvy. Okay, I'm going to show you. You've got the TikTok. You have enough followers to go live. So I'm going to teach you something. You got over 200 followers. I send you a guest request. Just press accept. Go to the multi-guest option. You see the little icon, the multi-guest option on the screen. You should see a little multi-guest thing. Press that. Just press it. All right, we'll get you on here. I'm technically savvy enough to help you. I can take the person that does nothing and knows nothing to get on here. So on everybody's TikTok, they have an option for what they call multi-guest. If you press that, we'll get you on here with audio. You'll find it. It's somewhere on your TikTok. There's a thing that lets you go into multi-guest option. I'm pretty certain you have it. It's at the bottom of the screen. Sue House is trying to help you too. It's a red and blue. So 218, if you see the red and blue people, press that. It's red and blue. Every TikTok, oh, there you go. I think she's got it. He or she's got it. That's Megan. I have a Megan McKeefrey. Let's see here. We're going to try to help this person. Hey, Belladonna. So it's right. It's two little icons. You'll see it, 218. It's two little icons. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for the Jen. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you, Belladonna, for the heart me. . And a good morning to everyone just getting up. If you're just getting up where you are, it's 9:43 on the East Coast. Rachel, thank you for the gift. Let's see if this person is able to figure it out. Okay, so I have Mama something D Papa. So the two people that are in my guest option thing, thank you, Loretta. Tell me what you wish to talk about. I see two people that want to come on live, but I need to know that you're over 18 and I need to know what you want to talk about. But I still want to get 218 up here about that city that was floating in the sky at 3 in the morning. This is before cell phones, evidently. That's a lot of years ago. So we'll see. But if you're going to come up, please give me a comment and comments as to what your story is. Okay. I see another request. So when you're requesting to go live on the multi-guest option, there they are. We got it. The universe works in the most beautiful way here. I am so excited. 218, good evening, good morning.
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear
up here. Good morning.
Good morning. It's
good to have you with us.
Okay, I don't know. We got a different
you're okay. Well, it's okay. So you're on audio with our whole audience around the world. So tell me about this story, because I'm very familiar with these cities in the sky. They're galactic. Yeah, I'm very familiar with them. So you're not going to be weird about talking about this. I have a friend in Vermont. I know we have a picture of a city in the sky I'm going to show here in a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Just in, matter of fact, I'll switch
from Vermont.
From Vermont? Really?
Yeah, my mother was born in Vermont.
I used to go to college in Washington County in Plainfield, Vermont. Yep. And I got a picture of what is a city.
What's that? Okay, hold on. Oh, I wish I had a camera at the time. Let's see. Uh-oh.
Right. This is the city, and this is in Vermont. Okay, this is an actual Ashtar Command city that appeared. My friend has been taken off planet over 80 times since last year.
Oh, wow.
And that's a city that is that was shown. They have a city that is created where they live while they're doing their work off planet to help our planet. So many of them go off the ship and they go to the city, and that's where they go. And that she got that picture off of a security camera.
Oh, wow.
So that is
something like what I saw. That is something like what I saw. Where was this picture? Where was this photo?
Northern Vermont, near the Canadian border. My friend April, she took this a couple months ago.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That was only a few months ago?
A few months ago, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's a whole story behind it. If you're new to my show, you're going to learn a lot of things here about me too, and about me going off planet physically in a few months.
So these beings from other worlds they report to that castle type thing in the sky?
Not really. I am with the Ashtar Command. Have you ever heard the Ashtar Command?
No, I just happened to just pop on today.
There you go.
I'm home. I'm on my way to a medical appointment, and I said, let me just put this on for some entertainment while I get ready, and I came across this.
Your inner guidance took you here. It's your inner spirit. It always happens.
I definitely believe in that.
Synchronicity,
I work in a museum in New York City that has a lot of paranormal activity, and we all see the same thing at the same time, but that has nothing to do with this.
Right. So
I know
so we're gonna get into your story, but just to give you a brief understanding for new people, there's 5 Johnny of the third kinds here, myself, and there's 2 other people plus my friend in Vermont who's been going off planet. So between now and early next year, we're going to be going off planet, and we'll be coming back. We'll be go off for an hour, and there's a whole story behind this. My father, my mother, not my biological parents, they're gone. My father and mother from off planet, my 2 sisters and brother on a ship, which my friend April, her parents are there, Johnny the third kind and Kit Kat, who's one of my who's in Long Island. She's also one of the people of our 5, and there's a whole story behind this. But I want to hear your story about the city that you saw floating at 3 a.m. Can you tell us what year it is? Let's begin getting into that.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking back on. I live in Staten Island now. I have a house in Staten Island on the North Shore. So
Okay.
this was a while back. I think I was let's see. My mother and father were still alive back then. We still had the house. And this was in Nassau County in Westbury. It was over Westbury, Long Island, and I had come home. I think I was a young married from the city. I was living on the Lower East Side, so I think I had left my husband for the weekend and just drove to Long Island to visit my folks. So let me see. I was married in '84. So this was still sometime in the middle to late '80s when I saw this. And the cell phones, I didn't have a cell phone camera to take a picture of it. So I was back in my childhood bedroom on the second floor of a Levitt home.
Yeah.
And, I think, let's see, I had to be in my early 30s back then. I'm 66 now.
Okay.
So I jumped out of the bed at 3:00 in the morning because I just had such a parched mouth. I wanted to get water, downstairs. So my folks were sleeping the floor underneath me. That was the master bedroom. Right. So I'm tiptoeing. I get out of bed and I think to myself, it's so dry. They had such a tight house with, the air was so tight. So I very carefully opened the window because those houses had baseboard heating. So it was just too hot in the house for me. I needed some fresh, cool air, but I didn't want to go down the stairs and disturb my parents, being the house guests, still in my family bedroom.
Right. Yeah.
So I just very carefully my parents are very sensitive. I'm telling you, I couldn't keep the window open for very long because the baseboard heating would click on, and my mother would say, "You got the window open, Angie." So anyway, but I did open the window, and then I saw out the window something that looked like what you have in the background. It actually looked like a silhouette, and the city was much taller, though. I mean, it was not a reflection of anything because I was in the suburbs. It was nothing but small 2-story houses and a lot of trees, right? And no cars because it was like between 3 and 4 in the morning. So I opened the screen and I saw something go by. It had a very, very soft sound like container ships drifting by, but in the sky.
Wow. In the sky.
I said to myself, "Am I dreaming?" And I slapped my slapped my right wrist with my hand, and I said, "No, I'm standing up. I can feel myself." So I opened the screen. I wanted to go downstairs and out the front door and stand on the lawn, but I didn't want to wake my parents up. So I opened up the screen so I could get a better view, not just the glass, but the screen too. And I stuck my head out and I watched this thing for a long time, and it didn't make a sound. And I said to myself, "Gosh, is this some new military thing?" Because my father was in the military. He was artillery in World War II. So I thought maybe it's a military thing that is secret that they're moving across the sky. But it very hardly made a sound. It only was like a soft murmur, if anything.
Was it lit up at all? Was it like there was any lights on it?
No, it was the only reason why I could see it well was because there was moonlight. Okay. There were no clouds. There were no clouds. It was a clear sky. It was a moonlit night, so I could see the whole dang thing. Wow. And it was like, it wasn't quite like this square thing. It was long, like more like a how can I describe this? It was not quite a submarine. It was more like
Right.
a, what do you call those things that
Like
airplanes land on?
well, like a landing pad.
Yeah, it was like more like a, what
What like so?
those
Would you say like did you see the end side of it and the front part of it?
I was getting a whole side view of the thing, and it was quite long, like
Hmm.
uh, I can't say it wasn't an asteroid with things on
No,
it. It was
the
it
asteroid
was
wouldn't be
more
like
like,
that.
what do you you know, in the army or in the military when ships they have those flat ships
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
airplanes
You're
land
talking
on
about
them.
the big naval ships, the
Yeah,
ones
it was
that
like
are
a, yeah, it was like a big, it kind of,
aircraft carriers. Thank you, Ryan.
yes, it kind of, yeah, that's the word. It kind of reminded me of a huge, wide, and long aircraft carrier in the sky with this huge city on top of it. And there were a lot more taller buildings. There were not
Really?
just shorter buildings like what's behind you, but there were also taller ones. Not much like New York City, but all different variety and different heights. And I just
So,
watched, and I said to myself, I wish I had a camera on me to take a picture of this, but I
well, that would have
didn't.
been. So here's what I'm getting, and I'm
Yeah,
reading back, and I'm reading into your story. What I'm getting is that was for whatever reason it came into our dimensional frequency at that
yeah,
time, and you were just chosen to see it. That's a city ship. A city ship would be flat. There is an ending to it at some point, and there's a
yes,
beginning to it. And I
yes,
don't know, and it's really big. I don't know what the width of it was.
yeah.
You were actually so lucky, and this is before cell phones and TikTok and everything. You were so lucky to actually have that experience, and that is pretty amazing. I mean,
Oh,
actually, the city
I've
ship
I've never
was
told
moving.
anyone. I've never
Yeah.
told anyone until I saw you today.
I see there's a reason why you did this here because you were drawn here to tell me the story and our viewers the story.
Ah,
And that's why you see this thing here. This is a Ashtar Command created city
ah.
in our atmosphere. It just happened to be uncloaked. And our space family goes to that city when they're taking a break off the spaceship.
Is that physically solid or is it
Yes, it's
some
very
kind of
solid.
vibrational
It's,
thing
it's
like a,
definitely, oh, it's solid. It's very solid.
ah, wow. So what I saw drifting by in the sky with a it had a very soft murmur, if anything.
Mhm. Yeah.
If anything at all. It was hard. I couldn't believe it. I said to myself, wow, our military must have some really cloaked things that they've developed.
Right.
That was my rationale. But I really wanted to go down the steps and go out the front door. But my parents' bedroom was right
Yeah.
there by the front door, as they had a
Yeah.
master bedroom. You know how these Levitt houses are built on Long
Oh
Island.
yeah. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
solid, but the master bedroom is off a hallway right by the front door, and I
Yeah.
was right above that. And I'm sure my mother was from Vermont. She was a very light sleeper.
Yeah.
She would hear me padding around.
Yeah.
I'm
You
sure,
know.
I don't remember if she asked me the next day if I got out of bed or not, but they knew that I had opened the window. They asked me
Right.
if I got up and opened the window, and I said, yeah, I did, that I was a little too
Right.
warm last night.
So
So,
someone's saying, Chris Forster says, so why would they reveal themselves if they can cloak? Because they can do anything they want. The space people, in this particular case, for my friend in Vermont, who's with the also with the Ashtar Command, who's been taken off planet over probably 80 times now.
huh,
When her security cam picked this up, they wanted it to be documented, and they can do whatever they want. From an Earth perspective, our mind says, well, why would they do that? Because they can. And why wouldn't they want to do it? Especially when we're getting ready for contact, so many things are going to be seen in the sky that humans have never seen before.
yeah,
And so the mental part of our 3D mind is going to say, I don't understand why this is happening. Why is it happening? Why are they doing this?
yeah.
But on the
Why am I seeing
cosmic,
this?
why are you seeing this?
Why
But
am
if
I
you
seeing
turn
an
off your,
aircraft carrier with a city
right,
on top of it in the sky?
right, that's right. If you turn your brain off, which most people need to do is turn the brain off and just meditate. When you see something like this and meditate on it, you're going to get a different answer than what your brain is telling you.
Mm,
So we have to see, we're so used to using our brain and we think that's the most intelligent part of who we are. it's the inner cosmic consciousness that is going to give you the answer, where the brain's going to say, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. It's just to answer the question, the space people can reveal whatever they have to reveal when they want to do it. You're going to see so many things in the next year and a half in the skies above us. It's going to blow people's minds on this planet, what's going to be happening.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything since then anywhere.
Yeah.
I look out each night up in the sky from Staten Island, where I am, which is only about 55 miles away from where I saw that aircraft carrier in the sky with all those buildings on it that are quite like that shadow that you're showing me there, that silhouette. I see there's lights in that. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, there are.
Yeah.
My friend Alicia says seeing ships or UAPs can activate you to go within, and that's absolutely true. And so this picture might be activating people. I know it's causing people to ask questions and looking at it and saying, I've never seen something like that, but I had to bring that on here because we're talking about what you saw.
Yeah, that looks very similar. Very similar.
Yeah, you see?
But so a different city. A totally different city.
Totally different, right?
Totally different city with much taller buildings. I would say some of the buildings were double that size on top of it. And I was like wondering, how the heck could anybody build anything like that, and let alone float it across the sky? I thought, wow, we must have some amazing military capabilities. And then I'm thinking, where the heck did we get that from?
Yeah.
But I was living in military housing under a World War II veteran, my father being. So I figured,
right?
And I grew up during the time of the lunar excursion module, and I watched the landing on the moon. There's a lot of people that don't believe that there was a moon landing, but I had a front row seat to the building of the LEM. I got taken to Grumman Aerospace and had a wonderful tour of that and got to go on the LEM and all that stuff. So I know that there are capabilities and that people have learned things even from probably UFO technology, but I'm not privy to any of that. But I had an uncle and an auntie in Vermont that actually had a UFO land in front of them on the highway as they were going up to Quebec.
Really?
Yes. They were so scared. They were in a station wagon and they did a 360. They completely turned around and shot back, pedal to the metal. And that was in Vermont heading up to Quebec on the north, where you're showing me that picture.
Was that on Interstate 89?
I believe it was. And they were so scared that my uncle would never talk about it. And he was for him to not talk about it, he was a Polish, what do you call it, in World War II. He had a tattoo on his arm he was a Polish Catholic that was in one of the concentration camps. So he was probably as a young boy. So he was one of my uncles and married to one of my mother's sisters, and they were heading up that way towards the Gaspé Peninsula in that direction. And one landed on the highway in front of them, and they just flipped. They just did a 360, and he would never talk about it. If I tried to bring it up with my mother's sister, she would just clam up and look at me and say, shake her head.
Did he say what the UFO looked like or the ship looked like that they saw before they did the 360? It was
one of those classic round saucers. That's all the story I heard from my mother.
Really? If it was me, I would have gotten out of my car and made contact if I felt the energy was right.
Yeah, some people don't have the courage. It just freaked out and just turned 360 and drove off in the other direction.
Well, let me tell you something. That area of Vermont, because I used to live in Washington County, I had two friends of mine, and they swear, this is back when I was in college. They were on Interstate 89 in Vermont, which goes through Washington County, through Burlington, up to Canada. Okay? And so what happened was they claimed that the road disappeared. Now get this. This is something.
Oh, wow.
They said that the road disappeared. They were on Interstate 89. The whole road disappeared, and there was no road. They were in like space or something. Like the dimension, there was a dimensional shift. And when I heard this story, they told all of us that we were in a cooking dorm, and it's late night. We're all sitting here hearing the story. What happened? And I'm like sitting here, wait a minute. And then I'm saying to myself, now I have my Volkswagen. I'm saying, I don't know if I want to drive on Interstate 89 at night going to, Burlington.
Right.
Because what happens if the road disappears?
Right. It's
They said that they swear by it. They said the road totally disappeared. They
I don't doubt it.
They weren't on any drugs or anything.
No, it's some kind of portal.
There's definitely a portal, a galactic portal up in that area of 89 going between that area to the Canadian border. I'm absolutely certain of it.
I can't tell you how many times we've been on that road. Oh my God.
Now I'm talking 1970s when I was in college.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely certain there's a portal up there.
It's been quiet for a while, I think, so thank God for that.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I honestly, in my mind, I don't know what to do about why I saw this city, by the way, floating in the sky. And
I think you were meant to see it.
Part of me didn't want to go out on the front lawn. I kept thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't go out on the front lawn because they might see me from up there, like
they already saw you. The thing is, your mind. See, this is the thing about the brain. The brain says, well, don't. But if you meditate within for a minute and close your eyes, if you had been doing that when you were looking at it and you closed your eyes and you said, I want to know within what I should be doing, the answer would be yes, go outside and enjoy looking at it. Because what you're being given is the ability to see something that most people have never seen, which is probably a massive city ship that was uncloaked coming through at 3 a.m. your area.
Oh, it was. Very much.
And probably went back into its other vibrational frequency and then disappeared. But you were able to see it for a reason. Now, I always believe everything happens for a reason. I think you were able to see it because you were supposed to see it.
Oh, they're out there. They are very much out there.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you one other thing. Being my father worked in Grumman Aerospace when I was a kid, and my father met up with some of the astronauts that were on that lunar excursion module, and he asked my dad. His name was Lenny. He asked Buzz Aldrin, because my father worked in shipping. He would tell me about these things that would come in, like the camera that was made of platinum and gold, and it was very heavy. It was like a big square camera, like one of those what do they call those? It was a very famous name camera. But anyway, they had to be heavy and they had to be gold and platinum. Those. Probably silver too, but I know there were definitely gold and platinum, those cameras that they took to the moon. My father, so he was doing shipping and receiving, my dad, at Grumman Aerospace, and he happened to meet up with Buzz Aldrin. And,
really?
Yeah, he did. He told me. And my father was not one. My father was a very happy-go-lucky guy, and he was in World War II when he was 17.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he met the Buzz Aldrin. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, he did. And he said to Buzz, he said, tell me, are there other beings out there? Are there other beings, or are we alone and on the, in this world? He says, what do you know? And Buzz said to him, Lenny, I am censored in what I can say. He says, but I will tell you this. He says, we are definitely not alone in the universe. We're definitely not alone.
Buzz Aldrin said this, correct?
Yes, he did. He did. He said it to my dad. And my dad
was
not. My dad only told true factual stories in life. My dad was not a fantasy storyteller.
I believe you. What year was that when Buzz Aldrin told them that?
That was like think about the landing of the moon and the lunar excursion module.
So we're talking 1960s, late 60s, 70s.
Was that the 70s? I
don't know the exact. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was still a kid at home. I hadn't gone to the city yet to go to college.
Buzz Aldrin, without saying a whole lot, he was basically saying, yeah, there are intelligent people or beings out there.
Yes,
that's what he said. He basically said
we are, quote unquote, he said we are definitely not alone in the universe. Yeah, that's all.
Because the people in NASA who are the astronauts, they see things, they know things. But they're told, and when they come back to Earth, they're actually put in a room and they're told what they can say and not say publicly.
Yeah.
They call that
debriefing.
They debrief them.
Yeah, that
so
much I know.
Yeah, so Buzz Aldrin was debriefed, but he told your father in so many words, yeah, there are people that from outer space that exist. Essentially, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Hey, that comment, it's real obvious.
Well, we work. I work for the federal civilian system in a museum down in Lower Manhattan.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of censorship in what can be said. But the government wasn't it last year came out and finally said, they're admitting finally that look at how many years later they're finally
they're
admitting
it.
And
they're admitting it, but they're trying to backtrack now too.
Yeah, they're calling them UAPs and
they changed the names.
But they're still the same thing. But they're finally admitting the government, and the government has also treaty policies in place and war policies in place for dealing with such if need be. That much I do know. I do know that those are already been being created and made and formed.
Well, let me ask you a question. So this is really important. You just said you do know that they have policies in place in regards to if we are visited by space people?
Oh, yes.
Can you tell us about that?
I don't know. I work in education. I don't work in the Department of Defense, so I don't know anything about that. Yeah, okay. I only know that by what the government admitted last year, I think it was, or was it during the beginning of the pandemic? The government came out and the U.S. government came out and finally admitted that there were other beings and they were calling these things UAPs.
Well, those are not beings. They're changing. Those are like spaceships being called UFOs, flying saucers. In 1947, Roswell was called a flying saucer. Then later on, it was called UFOs, UAPs. The bottom line is there are non-terrestrial spaceships coming to Earth every day, but the Pentagon wants to control the narrative, and the Pentagon has been lying to the public for 70 years.
It's interesting to also note, though. Are you familiar with Long Island? There was a museum called Sands Point Museum.
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay, so it looks like a castle. It's near the shore. I don't remember if it's in Nassau County or on the border of Suffolk, but it's in a very green area. And they had a really fun and wonderful UFO exhibit, a whole exhibit in Sands Point Museum. And I'm going to go let's see if I can find the book. Well, basically what I'm telling you is I saw a lot of documents up on the wall. I took my mother and I drove to the Sands Point from Westbury to go see this exhibit. I said, Mom, I got to see this. Go take me to this. And it was an interesting, it brought up Roswell. We took photographs in front of it. I think you can probably contact Sands Point Museum, SANDS.
Yeah.
Point Museum, and get any back information. But what was interesting about that exhibit, not just the...
Uh-oh. Are we going to lose 218? Is something weird going to happen on my live here today? I hope we don't have any problems here. Folks, weird things do happen. Are you there? Good. I thought we lost you.
Weird things do happen. Are you there? Good.
Oh, wait a minute. What's going on?
Weird things do happen. Are you there? Good. What's going on? Weird things do happen. Are you there? Good. What's going on? Weird things do happen. Are you there? Good. What's going on? Weird things do happen. Are you there? What's going on?
I don't know what's happening. What the heck?
I don't know what's happening. What the heck? I don't know what's happening. What the heck? I don't know what's happening.
Wow. This is amazing. I hear beeping.
This is amazing. I hear beeping. This is amazing. I
I think I'm being communicated with. Wait a minute. Okay, this is real. Okay. Let me just meditate on this for a minute. Okay, hold on, folks. Everyone, be patient. Be patient. Okay. Give me a moment here. And there's nothing funny about it, so give me a moment. So here's what I think. Yeah, I'll ask the Ashtar Command to help me here. I asked the Ashtar Command to help me here. I only have a few more minutes anyway. I have to leave. But I asked the Ashtar Command to help me here and let me know what's going on here. I'm calling on my brothers on the ship. They're watching the show. Please let me know what's happening. Okay, I'm King David. Let's see here. Mistress, we'll answer your question. I'm really, all of a sudden, the echoing was happening, and my voice was echoing like it was echoing into space, like my voice was going into space. It was really, it's just, I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Joe, did you get?
Are you okay?
I don't know what that was.
Joe, did you get?
Are you okay? I don't know what that was.
Joe, did you get?
Are you okay? I don't know what that was.
Joe, did you get?
Are you okay? I don't know what that was.
Wow.
Are you okay? I don't know what that was.
Wow.
Are you okay? I don't know what that was.
Wow.
Are you okay? I don't know what that was.
Wow.
Are you okay? I don't know what that was.
You're being activated. You're being activated. You're being activated. You're being activated. Okay, here's what I think is happening. Okay, this is what I'm getting, and I have to go with what I get here. I have a feeling, I think she is, as Alicia said, I think she's being activated. I think the communications is coming from space. I'm absolutely certain it's coming from space. I'm going to, and I'm sorry that it was giving people a headache, but I was getting a different feeling from it. And I got to go with my inner.
Getting a different feeling from it. And I got to go with my inner. Getting a different feeling from it. And I got to go with my inner. Getting a different feeling from it. And I got to go with my inner. Getting a different feeling from it. And I got to go with my inner. Getting a different feeling from it. And I got to go with my inner. Getting a different feeling from it.
If you are Ashtar Command, please let me know. If you are Ashtar Command, please let me know. They're unmuting her. They unmuted her. She's not. They're unmuting her. They unmuted her. She's not. They unmuted her. They unmuted her. I have no control over this. I'm not controlling this. I have no control over this. I'm not controlling this. I have no control over this. I'm not controlling this. I have no control over this. Wait a minute. Okay, I have to get off here. I'm going to be on tonight at 11. This is amazing. I can't talk to her. I don't know if she's unmuting her. Let me ask a question. If it's the space people, can you unmute her? If it's the space people of the galactic levels of light, if you're in control of her communications, can you unmute her microphone? Let me see what happens. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I've got to go. Mish, go ahead. Mish. This is not exactly what I thought would happen this morning. I'm going to bring Mish up here. Oh, man. Mish.
Hey, so I have a quick question. You know those astronauts that are stuck in space?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know those like sonar sounds that are coming through?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Because for me, I thought it was ETs, but they're trying to backtrack on the news and saying that it was caused from some sort of whatever
Yeah.
explanation, excuse they gave.
But the astronaut felt it was something different than NASA.
Right.
I think that they're lying. I think NASA's lying. I don't think it was something conventional, logically corrected. I think NASA's lying to the public.
Okay. I just wanted to hear your perspective because I got
while
the
you're
same
on here,
feeling.
What do you think about what's going on right now on my show? I have to leave in a few minutes, but that was pretty crazy, huh?
I think I personally think there's something going on with space interception with this. I don't think it was the government,
I don't think
but
it's the government.
something is
I
definitely
think
going on.
the echoing happened. I think it's the space people that are activating her phone.
Right. Yeah, definitely. There were some people that were saying that they were getting some bad feelings. Not me.
But
It felt very
I
neutral to me.
Yeah, I wasn't getting any bad feelings at all. So yeah, I appreciate your kind. I know most people weren't getting bad feelings. Obviously, when you hear something like that, it might jolt your mind a little bit, but I wasn't getting into that. I'm trying to understand it. It happened.
And the other thing too is usually when I start getting like downloads from, like ETs or anything like that, my ears start ringing, and it wasn't because my phone was loud, because I don't even have my headphones in. So usually that ear ringing is confirmation when I have a thought.
Yeah. Well, Belladonna is being connected with the Zeta, so what her energy level's feeling, I'm not feeling that at all. Belladonna, I can't. It was really loud. I got my ear pods on, so I'm hearing everything really loud. But I must say, I feel it's an activation. I think there's a communication that's happening on the show here. And I had to put her mic on mute because as soon as I heard the echoing of my voice, I said, oh, my voice is now echoing into space through her phone. My voice is echoing into the universe. That's what I was getting.
Right. Exactly.
That's exactly what I was getting.
All right. I'll talk to you tonight. I'll see you tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing. This thing just threw me off for a loop. All right, Mish, we'll see you tonight. Let me just do this.
Bye-bye.
Okay, take care. And I do see people. Sue, I don't know. 218, if you're still there, I don't know where you are, but I know the space people are communicating through your phone. I didn't expect that to happen. It's happening. And this is all being recorded. This show is going to be on my YouTube channel today. All this is being documented here. Everything that's, I've been in this thing for a lot of years, folks. I've been a contactee since I was a kid. I'm not a newbie here trying to figure it all out. I think that they were communicating through her phone and my voice was going out into the universe. My space family watches my show. There's a lot of things I can do right now if I had time. I just don't have time to do it with her to let people know what's happening here. Let me just take the mic and unmute it for a minute. I think can I do that? One more time.
Oh,
hello?
That you
You're
had
back.
all that. I gotta tell you, truthfully, I'm in a basement. I'm in a basement. I have no appliances on. My radio is off. I have a radio in the bathroom area of the basement. You can hear my dog barking.
Yeah,
I haven't turned anything on.
okay,
I was just gonna go upstairs and get an album of the Sands Point Museum UFO exhibit that I saw, and I wanted to tell you the important thing that there were real documents on the wall of this exhibit, and they were all censored.
I want to talk about that tonight because I have to go to work. But
Okay.
And Kabashi, I do see you. Kabashi, can you come on tonight with your question? Because I really got to go. But I also, did you hear the sounds, the echoes on your phone?
I did. It was weird. I don't know where it was coming from. I'm not technically savvy. I'm 66 years old. I'm an educator in a museum. I'm on the floor most of the time, and I don't get much time at my computer, and I don't have a computer. I don't have a computer at home or anything like that. So where this was coming from, I have no idea.
My friend Kabashi, I definitely want to talk to you. I wish I had more time. Kabashi, you definitely can help me out with this tonight, or just also message me. But what happened here was absolutely amazing. Okay.
It was.
Let me ask you a question. That's a good question. How did you feel when that started happening? Are you still there? Oh, come on now.
Trying to call me. Yeah, I felt I felt it coming from my my solar plexus. What do you call that? The rib cage where the heart is.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck, Yeah. I felt like it was either coming out from there or it was vibrating from there.
So
or the sound
here's what I'm going to say. I was listening to it for a while. I'm going to say something here, whether people agree with me or not, doesn't make any difference.
I don't know what to think.
So I'm going to tell you that it was the space people communicating through your phone, sending a message. I'm going to tell this to everybody out here watching the show. I've got it on a recording. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. The space people were using your phone to communicate.
Yeah.
They were communicating. Now, it's amazing what just happened on the show today. I mean,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I had no play. I'm not playing games here. I'm 66. I have a medical appointment today that I'm going to get ready for.
We were talking about the city ships, a big ship vessel that was going, and I think they were listening to that, and I think they decided to communicate. They were trying to communicate. So
you think they were telling me stop talking about it?
No. They weren't telling you to stop talking about it. They were probably trying to interact and communicate.
Yeah, but with all that sound, I have no knowledge of whatever that language is. I could hear it. It sounded very digital, whatever it was.
Yeah, they were able to utilize your phone and technology, and it's nothing to be afraid of. I understand now what it was, and I think it was pretty amazing what was just happening on my show this morning.
Yeah, it was.
It's going to be on my YouTube channel.
I never ever. I've had this phone for such a long time. I've never had anything like that ever come over. I swear to God. I was like, what is this? Yeah, and I was embarrassed because I want everybody to understand out there, I was not making any of that happen.
No, she wasn't. She had nothing to do with it. I
didn't. I swear I could
She had nothing to do with it.
Stack of Bibles.
If I didn't have to go to work, I'd be talking to you for another half hour.
Wow.
I want you to come back on my show tonight. I want to continue the discussion about this because this is really important. What just happened here.
I wish I had more to tell you about the city in the sky, but I really did see it, and I was amazed.
I believe you.
I didn't want to wake up my parents. I thought they'd be afraid if they saw it. Besides making noises above their head with my feet on the, getting out of bed. Believe me, I
absolutely believe you. I believe you.
I very rarely open a window for no reason in that house when I was there. And being a house guest in my own bedroom, after growing up, getting married, coming back, driving myself from Lower Manhattan, the Lower East Side.
I'm gonna talk to my friend April, and I'm also we're gonna try to reach our my family on the spaceships can hear me right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if they had anything to do with your phone this morning. But it definitely was coming from the galactic levels. The galactic levels were tuned in watching the show, and they were trying to do something with your phone, and my voice was activated and going out throughout the universe. It was just,
I heard that. That was really something.
pretty
That was
something.
really
My,
something.
my voice was going way beyond Earth, everybody. My voice was being heard all over the universe at that point.
Yeah, I can't even describe what I was feeling, but I was feeling vibrations on my
Yeah.
where I'm touching where my heart is, where my rib cage is. You know? Yeah.
You were being
I don't know what to
activated.
make of it. That's very strange.
You were being activated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were. You're totally being activated.
I have an open mind. I can't deny or say yay or nay
Yeah.
but all I can say is what I've experienced just now. You're the first person I've ever talked to. I've never called George Norrie or anything like Coast to Coast or anything like that. Although I listen in once in a while and I say to myself, wow, all these people have all these wonderful experiences. But I don't usually have the time to call in and say anything.
Right.
But today I just happened to have the time and just hooked
the time, right? You come in here.
Have the time to call you.
Right. We talked about your story, and all of a sudden the space people activate the phone, and we're hearing me echo into space. I mean, this, you couldn't plan this out, people. I couldn't even orchestrate this thing. This thing
I'm
just
66,
naturally happened.
Why would I want to? I got so much going on in my life,
Yeah,
the dog, the mortgage, the job, the car, Who's got time to figure other stuff out? No way.
And we have another one. Acid TV will be on tonight. So I got to go, folks. It's 10:30.
Okay.
I want you on tonight. 220. Come on tonight. We got to keep talking about this.
Yeah,
this thing is going to be the top.
It was a very small experience seeing that thing drift across the sky.
Yeah, but that small experience ended up having your phone go nuts, and the space people. There's a whole thing now around your whole story that I think is amazing. We need to talk about it tonight. I'm going to have you on tonight. I'll be on after 11 p.m. So come back in.
I would look up that Sands Point Museum exhibit if you can find it, or you can call up Sands Point Museum in Long Island and ask them about when they had it. But it was pretty interesting. It was pretty. But those documents on the wall that I wish I had photographed them, but they were documents on the wall that were real. They were framed under glass,
right?
And you could clearly see where they were blacked out, where certain words were blacked out, and there were a lot of words that were censored on a lot of documents.
And one of the things I'll say before I leave, when we were talking about Buzz Aldrin and this other person your father knew, it was somewhat right after that. I have to listen back to the show. A few minutes after that, that's when that started happening with the echoing.
That's true, isn't it? Huh.
It happened right after you mentioned Buzz Aldrin admitting to your father that there was intelligent life out there.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when it happened. If people listen to you'll be able to watch it on my YouTube channel. I guarantee you that's when it happened.
Maybe the aliens were saying thumbs up.
It was a confirmation. Mr. Smith says it. Anyone's been watching the whole show this morning, it was definitely happening right after the Buzz Aldrin comment. I guarantee you that's when it happened. I got to get out of here.
Okay, thank you for the trouble of listening, for real.
Oh, man, no trouble at all. Are you kidding me? What we just had happen here was crazy. Yeah. All right, take care. Everybody have a good day. We'll catch you later. All right.
Okay, Angela, Staten Island. Okay, bye.
Let's do this here.
Yeah, I don't know.